touch math, which I think is one of the greatest gifts to math. I went to a PD about 9 years ago. I've been using it ever since. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to start you off with a hook. So I have my addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I'm going to quickly solve this. So I'm going to circle my bigger number and do my touch points. 4 is in my head. 5, 6. Subtraction, circle my bigger number. Do my touch points on my smaller number. 4 is in my head. Count backwards. 3, 2. Multiplication, circle my bigger number. How many groups do I have? I have 2 groups. So I'm going to write 1, 2. And I'm going to do my touch points on the number 4. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My answer here is 8. And last one, division. I'm going to use my divisor to count up to my dividend. So 1, 2, tally, 3, 4. I reach the number 4. What is my answer? 2. Okay, so that was a very quick intro to what you can do with touch math. So I'm going to ask you guys if you can get a piece of paper and a pen, something to write on. Well, I write the equation on the board. So what is 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0? All right, I can give you guys about a minute, look it over, see if you can solve it. So this is how I hook my students in, usually on the first day. I'll put this up on the board and I'll show them that they can all easily solve this equation if they know how to count. They don't need to know addition. You don't need to know subtraction, multiplication yet. You just need to know how to count your numbers. All right, if you have an answer, you want to throw it in the chat. All right, yeah, Miss Lagori, thank you. Okay, Miss Lagori, you are correct. The answer is 45, but how did you get to that? Touch points, the magic of math. I'm going to circle my biggest number. Biggest number here is 9. So I'm not going to do touch points on the 9. I'm going to use touch points on all the other numbers. So I'm going to use my 8, my 7, my 6, my 5, my 4, my 3, my 2, my 1, and 0 gets 0 touch points. So I have 9 in my head. I go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So I did that all with just counting dots. Okay, we're not adding. I'm not doing 9, making this a 9 and a 5 and making my life complicated. I'm just adding dots. I hope I got some of your attention so far. And I'm going to bring up the PowerPoint. Okay, touch math. Every number has a point. 0 does not have a point because there's nothing to it. 1 has 1 point right at the top. 2 has 2 points. 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9 have double touch points. So you would touch the same spot, the inner and then the outer. 7 and 9 are the trickiest because they have both double touch points and a single touch point. but we'll get into ways to remember that. So, Touch Math Approach. It's a multi-sensory math program that uses the numeral itself as a manipulative. So math instruction, it lets students see, touch, say, and hear math in a whole new way. I'm going to play for you this video that I got from the website. Here.
Math's multi-sensory approach to teaching basic math concepts engages students in ways that traditional teaching techniques can miss. By learning the touching counting patterns, which are the basis of the system, you will be able to teach students faster and with greater accuracy because students excel when they can see the numerals, touch the touch points, say the numbers, and hear the problem. The building blocks of the techniques are the touch math numerals, which contain carefully researched and trademarked touch points. For young children and children with learning challenges, a concrete and pictorial representation of the numerals will make the touch math strategy more readily understandable. You can use classroom counters, checkers, or even cereal and have the students place them on the touch points. The touch math in the lower grades begins with pictorial presentations such as 3 bugs on a 3 to join quantity concepts with a numeral that represents the quantity. And reinforcement with manipulatives helps students use all of the senses to relate quantity and their corresponding numerals. Students transition to the touch points and paper and pencil as they become proficient at counting and writing numerals.
Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint here. Okay, so the main takeaway from the video is that students excel when they see the numerals, they touch the touch points, say the numbers, and hear the problem. I'm going to go further into this, but these are the numbers, and these are ways that you could remember the numbers. I just skipped over that page. I have to go back. But that is, if any materials, I'll go over that at the end. So addition. When you start touch points, you start with concrete things. What is a number? It's very abstract for students. So start with things that they know. This is an example of elephants. How many elephants? You can count 1, 2. So put it on the number. You put it on the number 2 on the touch spots, on the touch points. So 1, 2. You have your elephants. Eventually you get rid of the elephants and you'll just have your touch points until you have them memorized, and then you could just, after doing it for years, I just see the touch points on the number. And we can practice with a problem like this. So if you have 4 plus 7, first thing you want to do is you want to put your biggest number in your head. So I'm going to circle that, and then I'm going to do my touch points on my smaller number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7, it's in my head. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's how you can solve a basic addition problem. Subtraction, same thing. Okay, you have this number 7 minus 5. You're going to circle your biggest number again. So here, my biggest number is 7. Circle it. Put your touch points on your smaller number. And you're going to count backwards this time. So 7 is in my head. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. When you're starting with touch points, you can start out with something that the students love. I know I had a student who had a really hard time with adding. So I found out what he loved. He loved pizza. And I made it, you touch the pizza, so 2 plus 1. And then eventually you no longer need the visuals and it becomes more abstract. So less concrete, more abstract, until you no longer need the touch points. Multiplication and division. Just finished this with my students. They love it. So I'm going to show you the example that I see right here. We have 5 times 3. 5 times 3. Again, I'm going to circle my biggest number. So here, it's 5. The number 5 has how many touch points? 5. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many groups of 5 do I have? 3. I'm going to write 1, 2, 3. A little different than the video. They have 3 dots here, but I like to show each step so I can go over it at the end. So 5 times 3. Let's start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hey, class, what is 5 times 1? 5. 5 times 2? 10. 5 times 3 is my answer, 15. Any questions so far? Miss M, can you read the chat?
Sal says, I love that.
Oh, wait until you get to division.
No, that was where my head was
So
going.
here-
I'm like, well, okay, the numbers of the dots, and now it makes total sense as why you're putting the numbers down there. That's great. I love it.
Oh, it's really, really, really great. I have, students, like I say, who can't count, who are doing division. I'm sorry, who can't add or doing division. So 8 divided by 2. This is the only time that you're going to circle the smaller number. So I'm going to circle my 2. And here I have 2 touch points. 1, 2. So the top and the bottom. And I'm going to use tallies to get to my dividend. So I'm going to use my divisor to get to my dividend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, how many tallies do I have? 4. And 4 becomes my answer. Then you have a little more of a challenging one, and I drew the touch points on there, but I'll do it up on the board. If any of you guys want to practice this while I'm going over it. Excellent, thank you. 18 divided by 6. Okay, again, my dividend, my divisor, I'm going to do my touch points. Now, this is a little bit different because my number 6, 7, 8, and 9 have double touch points. So I'm going to do 1 and circle it. 2, circle it, and 3. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to count to the number 18. So I'm going to start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go back to the top. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Reached 18, I'm going to stop. What is my answer? 3. And I'm going to go through everything in a little more detail. I'm just quickly going through this. So if you have questions, don't worry, I will probably answer it before the end of the session. Money. I just started money with my students this week. Can tell you that they're flying because they know their touch points. It's something that I start in the beginning of every year. They use it as part of their morning meeting binders for practice. And it's pretty ingrained in their brain.
How is number 7 represented in dots?
Excellent. I'm going to get to that, Ms. Ligori, after I do money quickly. And then I'm going to start by showing you the touch points. That's a very good question. 7 and 9 are your trick ones. All right. So we start with the quarter. Then we have our dime, our nickel, and our penny. So Q for quarter, dime, nickel, and penny. The way this has it is it shows dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dime is top and bottom. Nickel is right in the middle, and then penny, you draw a line through it. On here, it has a line under it, but I draw a line through it. You'll see that the line placement is different on whatever worksheet you find. Money is different because you're counting by fives. So what is the value of a quarter? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 25 cents, dime, 5, 10, nickel, 5, penny, 1 cent. I like to do games with my students where I will just go like this and say, how much money do I have? And my students are able to tell me that's worth 10 cents, that's the dime. That's worth 10 cents, that's the dime. Oh, that's the nickel. That's 5 cents, that's a nickel, and here's the penny. That's what I'm currently doing with my students. It's like a puzzle. All right. That was my quick PowerPoint. Now I'm going to show you how to do the numbers. So I'm going to stop.
Dorothy said, or the worksheet already have the touch point with the money map?
Yes, this one does. Sometimes you can search on like teacher pay teacher or just Google and say touch math money, and you'll find it. Let me share my screen. I want to show you the. Okay. It's been a while since COVID, so. All right, on this screen, I have 2 videos of me teaching during COVID. So old videos I found. The first one is of double-digit addition with regrouping. The second one is teaching money. So if you want to go back, I have a money song that goes with it with the coins. And I'll show you the coins in a second. The next one is a bigger version of the numbers, which I have up here. And then I have these strips that you can print out, laminate, put them on your students' desks. These are very helpful for students to use who do not have them memorized yet. Now let's get to the patterns. All right. So number 1, I'm going to write numbers 1 through 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We love those numbers. They're single touch points. Then I have 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I will use brown. So 1, all you do is touch the top, 1 touch point. Number 2, top and bottom, 1, 2. Number 3, you guessed it, top, middle, bottom. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 tricks up some students, but just remember it as a square. You're going to just do the top part. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that looks like a square if you connected the dots. Number 5, 1, corner, corner. They call this the belly of the 5, and then the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 has 5 touch points. All right, we love those numbers. Quickly, what is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now we're moving on to 6. Double touch points. So I'm going to do my dot and circle it. I'm going to touch the inside and then the outside. So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Ms. Ligori, your number is 7. Great question. 7 and 9 are the two hardest for students to remember, but you're going to go down. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and touch your nose. So this looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, I teach as using glasses, 2 pairs of glasses. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And number 9 is a kid's nursery rhyme. So it's head, shoulders, knees, toes, and touch your nose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you get those memorized, you can do anything. So here we go. What is 7 plus 4 plus 3? I don't really want to know what 7 is. I don't need to do all those dots. So I'm just going to circle it and I'm going to put it in my head. I'm going to turn this off, stop sharing. All right, so I have 7, it's in my head. Now I'm just going to go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Boom. So I don't even see dots anymore. I visually do, but I like point to things as I'm walking by just so I quickly count them. I'm telling you, it's made my math go a whole lot faster.
Mr. Blackwood says head, shoulders, knees, touching, no, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's a little fun way for the students to remember it. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, touch your nose. I have a daughter in kindergarten. I'm up to teaching her multiplication with this, so it does work. All right, let's get to the training manual. While I'm looking for it, does anyone have any questions so far?
The board says, so there is single dots and circle dots. Cool.
Yes, single, and then you circle around it to make it the double. Let me just pull that up so you can see it. For example, head, shoulders, knees, toes, touch your nose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what you can do with students who need to see more of a concrete way of learning is you can use checkers and you can pile them on. So there are 2 on, and then just use 1 for the nose.
Mr. Blackwood says, where do you get the material?
Okay, excellent question. That was the one page that I skipped over. So let me go back to that.
Says, do you have any trouble transitioning students away from using number points after mastery?
No, because it's like ingrained in your head. You have it all memorized. Let me get to present. Let me go back on that. Reopen that. Okay, Mr. Blackfoot, this is for you. All right, by accident, I skipped this slide, but it is right here. So they do have like soft little spongy dots and manipulatives. You can use numbers. Unfortunately, I do not have any with me. I just went to a PD on it, and all the materials that I have, I scanned into this folder. So you have access to everything I have. If you would like to, I put up the website and there's a phone number where you can, wanna buy it, use your teacher choice, whatever.
Ms. Jillian Walker says, can you demonstrate double digit?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna get to all that right now. So now let me get to the teacher manual. On the teacher manual, it has everything that you're gonna need. So touch math, teacher training, and let's get to that. Share. How does that look? Is that small? Got to get that bigger. Too small? I can't move it though. Open with. Okay, all right, there we are. All right, so touch math. Touch math edition, like I said, something concrete, and then moving away to something more abstract where you just have the numbers. They like you to start out by using your touch points on all of the numbers, but eventually this is like beginner touch point. This really is beginner touch point. And then you move on to without the objects, just doing the touch points to here. So you have a problem that looks like this. You have 9 plus 1 plus 0 plus 5 plus 7. If anybody wants to take a second and see if they can solve it using touch points, go ahead. We have 9 plus 1 plus 0 plus 5 plus 7. My first step, because I don't want to waste all my time, I don't want to spend time doing touch points on my big number. So I'm going to put that number right in my head. And now I'm going to do my touch points on the other number. 0 doesn't get any. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Touch your nose, 7. So 9 is in my head. Not doing the touch points. It's just in my head. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that is how you do multi-digit addition. Now moving over to regrouping.
Mr. T says, what about for students who write their fours like the triangle?
Yeah, don't. I have seen it before, and you don't really see a lot of people that do that. But what I would just do is I'd have them. I would actually probably try to get them to write it the other way. But this is also, you can do the 4 points that way. I've seen that done before. Good question. I was hoping no one would ask that. Mr. T, we'll talk later. 42 plus 36. 42 plus 36. I have my ones. Yeah, okay. I have my ones and I have my tens. Okay, obviously you always start with your ones. Circle your bigger number, so that could be a challenge to some students. I have a number line up on the board. 6 is my bigger number. Do your touch points on the smaller number. So 6, 7, 8. Now I'm moving over to my tens. 4 is my bigger number. Do your touch points on your smaller number. So 4 is in my head. 5, 6, 7. My answer there is 78. Now to get to regrouping. This is modeled already in my video that I have, but what I like to do is use the different colors. So 1s and 10s, and then on the side, I will also do 1 and 10. So I will match up with the colors. Okay, so let's do, I'm born on the 27th. And Miss M's birthday? The 26th. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to look at my ones. First step, circle your bigger numbers so we do less touch points. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 7 is in my head. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to write 13 over on the side. Here, pink, my ones. I know my 3 matches up with my pink. I'm going to put it over here. 3. Here I have T, green, 1. I'm going to carry it over. When you have the same number, it does not matter which one you circle. So I'm going to circle the bottom one and do my touch points on my other 2 numbers. Don't forget the extra 1 on top. So 2 in my head, 3, 4, 5. How are we doing? Excellent. Okay, moving on to subtraction. Okay, so subtraction, you're just counting backwards. So 9 minus 5, circle your bigger number, save yourself the time on making the touch points, and you'll only need to do it on whatever's left. So 9 is in my head, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good on subtraction? It's pretty similar to addition. They are exact family. If it comes to regrouping, then you just regroup. And like you can see here, 14 minus 6. You're going to say, why is the 6 have the dots on it when it's the bigger number? Well, the 4 becomes a 14. So if I have 14 minus 6, it will eventually become the bigger number by borrowing. So I have my 1s and my 10s. I want 6 pieces of candy. I only have 4. I'm not happy. I'm going to go next door and borrow 1 number. The 1 number that I borrowed now comes over. So 14 is now the number I circle, and I'm going to count backwards. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And again, it's good to have a number line and your touch points on your desk for those students who do not have it memorized.
Ms. Danielle says, how long does it take students to understand touch points before they can begin adding?
Well, you can put this right in front of them and say, what is 4 plus 5? So if I said, what is 4 plus 5? 4 plus 5, you can already have problems that have the touch points already on them. So then you could just say, all right, count the points. What's 4 plus 5? If your student needs the visuals, for example, with the pizza that I had, so then you go, count the pizza. 1, 2, 3. What is 2 plus 1? 3. And then eventually you want to take away the pizza. So what's left is the touch point. So it becomes more abstract and less concrete. Does that answer your question? So if a student can count, they would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how you start. After that, the next step would be not doing your touch points on your biggest number and just putting it in your head. So 5 is in my head, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, moving on to, because, well, time is flying. Moving on to multiplication. Okay, so multiplication is repeated addition what we do here is I see the problem 6 times 2. 6 times 2. My biggest number is what I'm going to circle here. So my biggest number is 6, and I'm going to do my touch points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many groups of 6 do I have? 2. So I'm going to write 1, 2. Now I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go back to the top. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey, class, what is 6 times 1? 6. What is 6 times 2? 12. I'll do another one of those just to show you guys. Let's see. We'll do something a little bit. How about I'll do 5 times 4. 5 times 4. Here I'm going to circle my bigger number. Do my touch points. So 1, 2, 3, belly, 5. And how many groups? I have 4. So I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do a little line under it so you know where you put it. And start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then I would go through and I would say, Jonathan, what is 5 times 1? 5. What is 5 times 2? 10. 5 times 3? 15. 5 times 4? 20. What are we asking for? What is 5 times 4? The answer here is 20. All right. Same thing. You can do this here with regrouping and non-regrouping double digits, single digits, all the way through. You can use it. 2 groups, 4 groups, 12 groups. Well, 12, excuse me. Now moving down to division. Division is probably my class favorite. So these are the problems that I showed you before, but if I say, what is 24 divided by 8? I'm going to make my glasses. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to count to my dividend using my divisor. So let's start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24, 24. What's my answer? 3. So the students love counting and being able to reach the number, so it feels like a victory for them. It feels like a win. To show a lower problem, what is 6 divided by 3? Okay, again, use your divisor. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting to my dividend here. 6. 1, 2, 3. Do a tally. 4, 5, 6. Do a tally. I reach 6. My answer here is 2. It also works with the remainders. So if this was a 7, then I would say, oh, I'm at 6, but I need one more, so I'll do a dot. So remainder 1. Okay. Before I run out of time, I'd like to get to money. How are we feeling so far? All good? Okay. All right. So on the manual, it shows it differently than the way I was taught. So here they have a dot for the penny. So I don't want to trick anyone, but you guys can look at this if you like. I'm going to show you, I'm going to exit out of this part because I don't think it's the best way to learn it, but that is a way. It's done using stars. Let me stop presenting and so this is where I am with my students right now. I take the fake coins and I put white out on it so the students can see the dots. And they can say, oh, there are 5 dots, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What coin is 25 cents? That's the quarter. Nickel, 1 dot, 5, the nickel. The dime, 2 dots, top, bottom, 5, 10, the dime, and then the penny, just 1 line through it to show 1. So again, this is like what I've been going with my students. I'll show them all 4 coins and I'll say, find me the coin that has 2 touch points. 1, 2. And they'll say, oh, well, 5, 10, that's the dime. So here you'll be able to add a lot of coins together using touch points by skip counting by 5s and 1s. So if I said, what is a quarter? I went for a walk and I found a quarter, 3 dimes, 4 nickels, and a penny. So a quarter, 3 dimes, 4 nickels, and a penny. Yikes, that's a lot. But if we can skip count by 5, then we can do it. So my quarter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My dime, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. My nickel, 1 in the middle. And then my penny is just a line across. So skip counting by 5s. Here we go. What is 1 quarter, 3 dimes, 4 nickels, and a penny? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76 cents. 76 cents. And that's what I'm up to with my students. So they're able to do that using touch points.
Says, are the touch points in your strategy the same as in the manual for money math?
No, completely different. Touch math is just a strategy to help you guys use Go Math, whatever curriculum that we're all using Go Math. So I teach this on top of teaching Go Math. So, but we do have sheets that look like this. So, and since the students don't really know like the difference yet of the coins, since they're just learning the coins, we'll do the touch points on it. Like I believe Miss Dorothy said, the touch points were already on it. So then they were able to count it and bring it back in for homework since I just started it this week. And yeah, that's it.